Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday. It's the first Saturday of my summer semester, and I am studying for chemistry, chemistry lab, and human growth and development. So to get myself organized, because I have some assignments due on Sunday, I created myself a to-do list for from now through next Friday. So I split it up into two different to-do lists. The first is for this weekend, so today, tomorrow, and Monday. And then the other side is for Tuesday to Friday. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see this really good. Okay, that was a lie. It was so noisy and distracting downstairs in my living room that I eventually relocated upstairs. And later on in the video, you will see my to-do list for the weekend and the following week. But in the meantime, this was like a shot of my study area downstairs, which will obviously change in a bit. So, little change in scenery. I don't know, my downstairs was so distracting. The fish tank, when nothing's going on, that fish tank just seems so loud. So I've moved back up to my bedroom. You've seen this in previous videos. My husband's desk is behind me. So basically our bedroom is also our office. So for now, until we move into a bigger place, this is what we have to work with. It's actually very comfy, and I'm ready to start working again. So I grossly underestimated how much time I needed for my human growth and development class. It is 5 o'clock and I just finished chapter 1. I had no idea that that chapter was going to be so involved, but I am at the end of it and I just did, 3 pages of notes. So I started off, doing my notes. Oh wow, you can't even see that. I started off doing, oh yeah, you can't see it. I started off doing my notes and then I went through the information that the professor provided and highlighted what was on the professor's notes for the class. And I did that for each module. So it was 3 modules, module 1, 2, and 3. Basically, we went over lifespan development, age ranges, we delved into Freud, Erickson. We talked about, or I read about all the different psychodynamic theories and classical conditioning, behavior modification. Oh, I did. I don't know what I was highlighting. Everything I took notes on. Everything I took notes on for chapter 3, I highlighted. Isn't that crazy? And then, not chapter 3, module 3. This is part of module 2. And then this is module 1. I've been taking like stand-up breaks. I took about like an hour to have like a lunch with my husband because he got off of work early. But yeah, just checking in. This is going to be a long one tonight because I intend to read chapters 2 and 3 after this and take quiz number 1 and do a discussion post. Pray for me. It's Sunday, fun day. Still a week in my life, our lives, the Baileys. Today is Sunday. We are actually visiting a church for Imago Dei Radio, someone that we hope to put on the radio. It's gonna be my first time here. Is it your first time here? Mm-hmm. So both our first times here. Yeah, I'm excited for the experience. You want to say anything to YouTube?
Yeah, who we're gonna look at, we're actually gonna be looking at Dr. Pepe and Angela Ramanath. They're senior pastors of their church. This is technically got one, and they would definitely be on the platform. We're actually starting off a section that's on the radio that is called the Church United, which is just not be one denomination, but it will be many different denominations that be used from God. So that's technically it.
Yeah, so the whole concept of Church United is uniting the body of Christ no matter what denomination you're in. We all believe in one central principle, and that Jesus Christ is Lord. So that's what one church represents, and that's why we're here visiting this church today. I'm excited, and we'll come back afterwards to tell you about the message and what we learned from listening to them, and maybe future times of when Dr. Pepe will be on Imago Dei Radio. If you haven't already, if you would like to listen to some good gospel music, if you want to listen to anointed men and women of God, I suggest that you download the Imago Dei app. It's in the Apple Place. It's in the Apple Store and in the Google Play Store. So download it now, and we'll see you later. All right, fam, Sunday fun day. I'm coming back to you. And why am I coming back to you on Sunday as opposed to on 6/6? The reading took me so much longer than I thought it would. I finished at 3 a.m. this morning, but I got to check off everything on my list. Glory! I got a B on quiz number 1 and an A on quiz number 2. I did my discussion, I did my responses, I did all of my reading. So today I get to nap, and then I'm going to work on my chemistry pre-lab and 2 of my reports, and those are easy. I actually know what I'm in for. I've seen the work, so those I will get done. And then I did plan for today also to review for my chemistry lecture test that's tomorrow, but I'm actually just going to review for it tomorrow morning right before the test, and then that will complete what I set myself to do this weekend. And then I'll be ready for next week's to-dos, which you see right here. Good afternoon, family. I am at the end of a very long work day. I've gotten so much done today, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so tired. I pulled an all-nighter on Saturday, and then, I went from church to doing schoolwork all Sunday, so I didn't nap. I went to bed about 10 o'clock. I got a good 8 hours of sleep, so I guess I shouldn't be tired, but my body is recovering still from that all-nighter. Worth it, of course, because I got a B on my Human Growth and Development Quiz 1 and an A on Quiz 2. And then this morning I took my first test for chemistry, and I got an A. Woo! Woo! I'm so excited. I I think me being tired is, I can't express how happy I am and how proud I am of myself because I'm so tired. But I haven't taken a math class or a chemistry class in like 10 years. So for me to be getting A's in this class, like, really makes me happy. So I'm hoping to keep up the trend. I definitely will not be beating up myself if I get B's in a class, but my goal is all A's. I have like a 3.1, I think, GPA right now, and like the higher I can get that GPA, the happier I will be. So yeah, I'm headed home. I'm gonna eat good, I'm gonna shower, and I'm gonna go to bed early today so I can wake up refreshed and ready to tackle another day. Today I set myself up to do my pre-lab for tomorrow, and that was on density. My lab class is tomorrow. And then I said to myself, what else? I have to read chapter 4 of Human Growth and Development today. Once I do that, I will like really be on the right track for the rest of the week. I have chapters to read for every class: chemistry lecture, chemistry lab, and human growth and development. I have a chemistry quiz this week. I have a discussion and quiz for human growth and development on Sunday. Also a paper due on Sunday for human growth and development. And then the lab report is due one day after the class. So I have 2 lab reports due this week. So I'm staying on top of everything. I will not catch myself doing another all-nighter because I was unprepared. I am over-prepared right now. All right, stay tuned. I got so much for you guys.
The other side, we have the mixtures. Here we have copper and zinc. They mix each other, but they don't react. And it's homogeneous because it's the only one uniform color, one uniform texture. On the other hand, we have water and copper. They mix, but the mixture is heterogeneous because we see clear the phase. So copper is in one side and water is in the other side. But in the homogeneous, we don't see where is the copper, where is the zinc. Good. Water and oil is a heterogeneous mixture too. Oil.
Good morning, family. I am on my way to work. I'm so excited. It's Thursday. I believe it's June 11th. I have chemistry lecture at 10:25. No, I don't. I do not have chemistry lecture at 10:25. I have chemistry lab at 1:30 p.m. I did my pre-lab yesterday, so I am ready for the class today. Since my lab is at 1:30, obviously I'm headed to work, so I'm gonna work first. Obviously, I'm gonna do all my work, and then I am going to read through a couple of articles that I chose for my paper. My paper is going to be based on epigenetics and diabetes. So I'm going to narrow down the 5 articles I chose last night to 2. And then I am going to be reading chapter 4 in my chemistry lecture book. And once I do that, I'll probably, by the time all that is finished, I'll be ready for my lab class, and after lab I will do my lab report, and basically that's how the day is going to go. Whatever reading I do not finish during the day, I will finish it at home. I am also planning on doing my discussion number 3 for my human growth and development class. I think it is so frustrating. This human growth and development class is completely online. Not because of COVID, it's an online class. I chose to take it online. But the professor is very slow in grading the assignments. So I'm doing well in the class. I have an A average in the class because I got a B on the first quiz and an A on the second quiz. I also got an additional few points for an optional extra credit syllabus quiz. which turned my B quiz into an A. And then I got an A on my discussion number 1, which is basically an introduction. I'm waiting on the points for my prenatal discussion number 2, hoping I get 2 out of 2 points. So yeah, that's been a little frustration with that class, so that he's been slow to grade. That was submitted on Sunday and today is Thursday. On my chemistry lab, I received an A on my first lab report, and I got an A on my second lab report. So I'm hoping all of these A trends continue throughout all my classes. As you know, before, I already discussed my chemistry lecture quizzes and stuff. I got an A on quiz 1 and an A on test 1. And based on what we studied in, or what we've learned about chapter 3, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get an A on the quiz and the test for chapter 3 and 4. This stuff I just find so easy. So I'm kind of hoping that this trend continues throughout the chemistry class, because these are concepts that I can understand. And when I don't understand them, I find that if I can just practice it over and over, like the math portions, I get it eventually. So I learn based on understanding. So you can't just give me like a formula and tell me how to do it. I have to understand what the formula is doing. For instance, we learned yesterday in chemistry lecture how to convert like Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa, and Celsius to Kelvin. And I get that to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, I have to do the temperature of the Celsius times 1.8 plus 32. But what got me to remember that was the fact that that the reason I have to add 32 is because the freezing point of water is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 32 degrees higher than what's on the Celsius scale, because on the Celsius scale, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. That like made something click for me. I don't understand the 1.8 part, but because I have that connection of the 32, it helped me to remember and understand how to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. Once I understood the Celsius and the plus 32, I automatically understood the Fahrenheit to Celsius, because it was just rearranging the formula. Now to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you do Fahrenheit minus the 32 and you divide it by the 1.8. Everybody's brain works differently, and you have to find what works for you. And for me, truly understanding why you're doing what you're doing is what works for me. I guess I can mention that, like, I did not understand the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit in high school. And of course, living in the United States, I favored Fahrenheit because it's commonly used and it's how we understand numbers. But the Celsius scale makes so much sense. Freezes at 0, boils at 100. Like, why would we have a different system? Who came up with Fahrenheit? Why do we have it when the rest of the world uses Celsius? It's very confusing. Anyways, I'm gonna focus on driving. I really need to get a bagel. I'm hungry. And I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning, fam. I wanted to add one more thing. During this time of COVID, whether you're doing Zoom or your school provides some type of like online platform for you and your instructor to interact during class, please know that everything is recorded. My school has their own platform, and the professors have the ability to record not just the video part, but the chat part. And we know because it says record. And the great part is they send it to you so that you can refer to it later. It's an excellent tool. I really appreciate it. But knowing that you're being recorded, you need to be wise in how you use the chat and how you interact with your professor. You have to be respectful. I just experienced earlier in this week in one of my classes, students were being so disrespectful to our professor. I was mortified. I was not one of the people being disrespectful, but I was mortified because this is not a situation where the professor did something wrong or the professor did something immoral or illegal. The professor was teaching. She did everything right, and the students, I guess, just felt so entitled to something on the quiz that they accused her of having an attitude. They accused her of being they told her to relax and chill out and stop having an attitude. I was mortified sitting in this class, and they didn't just say these things, they wrote it in the chat. Okay, our names are in the chat. You can see everything. My God, I implore you, be wise. We are supposed to be, most likely if you're taking chemistry, or if you're taking chemistry, you may be going into the medical field. That means you have a duty and a responsibility to adhere to a set of moral rules, to live above reproach, and disrespecting your professors goes against everything that we should be doing in the medical field and as future medical professionals. I pray that you all will be wise and understand your surroundings and don't allow yourself to be sucked into the entitled nature of a lot of people of my generation. I am an older millennial. I implore, like, younger millennials, be wise in how you interact with your peers and your professors. I used to be in a WhatsApp group for this class, and I left the group because I was like, I don't want to be associated with the foolishness that my peers are doing. I cannot be associated with that. So be wise with what you're doing. Don't think that you can discuss things about tests and quizzes in a WhatsApp group and it not get back to your professor and or school, right? Anybody can join a WhatsApp group. Like, anybody can gain access. They can do it even under a pretense. Be wise with how you conduct yourself throughout your education. That's just my little public service announcement. That's my good deed for the day, y'all. Don't say I ain't warn you.
Hey there, fam. I just wanted to cap off this video on a positive note. I wanted to let you all know that anything you set your mind to do, you can do. Working full-time and going to school full-time is doable. Right now, I am laser focused on the task at hand. And I know that if I continue along the path that I am right now, being very consistent with my studying, very diligent with me attending classes and doing all that I can do, that I can be successful. Success is not getting straight A's or getting A's and B's. Success is putting your all into a task and reaping the fruits of your hard labor and your smart work. All right, so I love you guys. Thank you for cheering me on. I promise to cheer you on as well, and I look forward to doing this entire journey with you. I love you. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.